The people that you call your friends, are they really your friends? I'm gonna share a story with you. One that has shaped my whole understanding of friendship. Of course, this has translated into my dating life. But before we want and get to the romantic, we should have a strong foundation of the platonic. I was in high school when I first ever looked at my friends and thought to myself, these aren't my people. And that was hard. It didn't mean that I didn't care for them or that I hated them. I've had plenty of great times with them, but I had to understand that they weren't necessarily the people that I was hanging out with at the time for me. This video is for you to reflect and ask yourself, are the people that you hang out with really the people that you should be hanging out with? When I was in high school, I went to a pretty small school and pretty much knew everyone, but of course I had my friends. I had people that I would hang out with on the weekends, I would get food with, go to the movies, do some different festivity, being kids, being teenagers. It got to a point where I was saying, hey, I really want to do social media. I really want to do social media, guys, so I'm going to do social media. And my friends thought it was a joke. You want to do social media? That's rich. Bro, that's so cringe. Bro, you can't do it. Okay. It definitely affected my self-esteem. Oh, yeah, for sure. Definitely impacted me. But I thought, hey, I really want to do this, so I'm going to do it for myself. It's not for them, it's for me. And so I started posting every single day. And I'd been doing that for a good while. It was 3 months in, I actually heard what my quote-unquote friends were doing. And what started off as a joke became an ongoing joke, which is where my friends would report my videos. They would report my videos. At first, I thought it was really funny. I was like, you guys, come on, stop reporting my videos. Stop reporting my videos. And they would continue to report my videos. Now, you don't need to understand social media, but what you need to understand is that I wanted to do social media and I wanted it to take off. I wanted to get my feet in the water and just create and to post and to try to find my audience and create videos for the people that, frankly, I wanted to create videos for my younger self. And I know there are a bunch of people who are in the position of my younger self that I knew I could make videos for. And I took a moment to really ask myself, if they really cared, then why would they laugh at me and make me, a friend, the butt of a joke at the expense of my downfall of not me seeing success? And it took me a while to realize that's kind of messed up. That's actually really messed up. They knew how badly I wanted it. They knew how hard I was working for it. And yet they thought it was funny to, at the expense of like, Spencer, let's report all of his videos. And it'd be so funny to see Spencer not succeed. Now, was it that deep to them? Of course not. But I look at my inner circle now, my friends, they would never do that. And the reason why I could say that confidently is because I would never do that. My friend wants to start cutting hair? Okay, yeah, you could cut my hair. My friends want to get into social media? Yeah, get into social media. You want to get into bartending? Get into bartending. You want to get into sewing and try to make an Etsy page? I support 100%. But not once would I ever think for myself, let me purposely sabotage them. This moment in high school was a reflection and an opportunity, a blessing in disguise. It was hard to see back then, but a blessing in disguise where I had to really ask myself this, which is, are the people I'm hanging out with, the people that I call my friends by convenience or friends by choice? Now, people in this position may think, I just need to get new friends. Just slowly teach myself and start making new friends. But I don't want to give you that advice right now. Yeah, build out your network, even if you're at a small school. Talk to new people. It's probably going to be awkward, but that's not the advice I want to give you right now. The piece of advice and perspective I want to give you right now is to understand that you need to learn to be okay by yourself. And that's probably not the advice you want. That's probably not what you want to be told right now. But I'm gonna be realistic with you. Just like a romantic relationship, same with your platonics. At the end of the night, 100% of the time, who are you getting in bed with? Yourself. And if you're not even comfortable with who you are at the end of the day, truly, authentically, nobody else is around, then how are you expecting to live the rest of your life? Solely dependent on other people? And that's hard. That is going to be so hard for those who've never ever put in the work to be okay spending time with themselves. The answer you're looking for isn't new friends or better friends. It's part of it. But it starts with yourself. Because the similarity between every single relationship and every single interaction you have in life will always be you. You are the common denominator between everything in life, between everything in your life, between every interaction, every experience. You are at the center. And when you start being your most true, authentic self in public and in private and in public, people are going to try to take advantage of you. They're going to start seeing that you are doing better without them. You're better off without them. And that's going to hurt. If it's a toxic ex, a toxic friend, they're going to try to get you. They're going to try to pull you back in. And that's where you need to ask yourself, do I even want to tolerate that anymore? Because what you tolerate in this life, in your life, is what you invite more of. If you're not putting a hard stop, a hard line, you're not drawing where the boundary is, you're not standing up for yourself, you're only inviting more of that. What you're not changing, you are choosing. And if you are choosing it, then I hate to say it, you don't get a say, you don't get to complain. Because you're choosing it. That is the poison that you are picking. If it's going to be hard regardless, then pick your hard. Pick the hard of either being by yourself and being okay with it, or pick the hard of being with friends that don't even care about you, that are secretly preying on your downfall, that are secretly reporting everything you do to make sure you don't actually get successful. Misery creates company. I don't want to be with people who want to stay miserable. It's a rule I set for myself. I have to truly love that person if I'm going to keep them in my life knowing they are in a really tough spot. And yet I'm going to stick with them and still talk to them and try to pull them out of that depression, out of that anxiety, out of that hard time. But God, I'm not going to do that for everyone. Dealing with people who have poor mental health is a huge tax on your mental health and for yourself. I could say that because when I was 14 years young, I was literally saving other kids' lives. I was preventing unalive attempts. Now that is a story for another time, but the emotional tax it had was just too much. And as I got into high school, it wasn't unaliving attempts. It manifested and showed its hand in different ways. People can be buddy with you, but when they're secretly talking bad behind you, behind your back, do you want to be friends with that too? If you're with people and the people that you're hanging out with are gossiping, talking bad about other people, who's to say they aren't doing that about you behind your back? There's a saying, there's this whole idea that low vibration people talk about other people. Middle vibration people talk about events, pop culture. But it's the high vibration people that talk about ideas. Now, there's no right answer. I'm not going to tell you which you could talk about, what you get to talk about. You get to pick for yourself what you want to talk about. But for myself, I want to talk about people, and I hope you start to see that talking poorly, preying on people's downfall, is a low vibration activity. If you're going to talk about people, pray for them. Hope the best for them. You could love them, but you could also love them from afar. Learning to step away for yourself. I could hope the best for you, but I don't need to be around that. I don't need to be around you, but I'm still going to pray for you. I'm still going to send you positive energy and love. But I'm going to choose to speak and try my best to live in a higher vibration. Now, that might be difficult for a lot of people. But you get to pick. Pick what works for you. Pick your own happiness first and foremost, not at the expense of putting other people down. But live your life by a set of morals, integrity, of value. Drop what is not serving you. Because if it is costing you your peace, it's too expensive. It's frankly not worth it. It's not worth it. So look at your inner circle. Because you're the average. You become what you surround yourself with. You're the average of the not only just 5 people, but the 5 ideas you surround yourself with. And so if all your friends are smoking, drinking, partying, and that's not something you want to do, then that's ultimately what you're going to become. If the whole world around you is telling you to do something, you'll eventually give in. If your entire world is telling you to do this, yeah, it won't be long until you eventually just try it once. That once becomes a pastime, and that pastime becomes a regular time. Surround yourself with ideas and people that you feel will make you better, that'll make you happier. But first and foremost, Learn to be comfortable with yourself. You could surround yourself with other people. You could have an intake of different medias, of podcasts, of music, whatever it may be. But first and foremost, you need to be comfortable and you need to be okay with yourself. And if you're not there yet, that's okay. This is where you start to work on it. Day by day, taking a deep breath, reflecting, journaling, taking a deeper look in the mirror and seeing, do I like what's beyond this mortal flesh? But what's within? And if not, what can you do to slowly change? Do what you can to envision the person that you see within the raw impurities of marble, which is why I love the statue of David in Michelangelo's story so much. Michelangelo saw the raw impurities of marble and still thought to himself, I see the man. I see the statue of David. And day by day, he chiseled and chiseled and chiseled until slowly he saw the face. He saw the head, the shoulders, the torso, the legs. And slowly over time, the statue of David within the raw impurities of marble came to life. That is how you should view your life. Envision the person you want to be. And it may take a while to get there. But I promise you, if you work at it day by day, just one little chip, one little chisel, imagine how close you'll be to that person. In years, in 5 years, in a year, 6 months, a month, in a week. But it's that slow, arduous process in which we must work, not for other people, but for yourself. If you want to continue to sculpt your life, shaping it, chiseling it by your own hand, I'm not saying this is the answer, but it's a answer. It's a tool. This YouTube channel. You can subscribe, you could like, you can comment, you could share what you want to change. You can share your own experiences of how this story, how this video may have shaped you, how this may have impacted you. And with that, you could cultivate your own new circle. If you want to access a community of like-minded men, you could join this community that I have created with my brother, Purpose-Driven Men. We have around 4,000 members now, of men who want to change their lives, who want to shape their life, starting with their circle, starting with themselves. So, I have to get going. I gotta go teach English to a bunch of adults here in Spain. But until the next time, slowly work, put in that work, not just so others could perceive you to be better, but so you perceive yourself to be better. To have that abundance of love, to have that compassion and joy for yourself. If you want to book on one-on-one with me, the link is down below. I'm hopping on calls with guys all the time. But if it's not the right time, it's not the right time, and I respect that. And you could just continue being a supporter by subscribing and liking and commenting. So, without further ado, until the next time, I will see you later. Peace.